Hello viewers and welcome to SKTV. You're watching Prime Time English News. First, the headlines. SUO extended for 1 year to bring peace in Manipur. Ground rules to be strictly enforced, asserts Chief Secretary P.K. Goyal. COCOMI strongly condemns extension of SUO agreement, terming it anti-people move that undermines interests of indigenous communities of Manipur. Village Volunteers Coordinating Committee rejects National Highway No. 2 opening in exchange of SUO extension, forbids Meitei access. Thadau Students Association objects misrepresentation of Thadau culture in upcoming VVIP visit to Shurchanpur, says Thadau identity cannot be erased. Imphal residents submit memorandum to governor demanding revocation of forced eviction for High Court complex expansion, warn of self-immolation. And body of Thadau leader Nehkam Jomhao recovered from a river in Assam's Karbi Anglong district 5 days after he was abducted and killed. And now the news in detail. Manipur joins the celebration of Teachers' Day, marking the birth anniversary of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan during a state-level observance that was held at City Convention Centre in Imphal today. The observance was jointly organised by Department of Education S, Higher and Technology Education, State Council of Educational Research Training SCERT and Adult Education. Speaking on the occasion, Chief Secretary of Manipur Punit Kumar Goyal mentioned that the recent developments, including the extension of suspension of operation agreement, were steps to restore normalcy in the state. While lauding the teachers for their role in guiding the youths and children, Chief Secretary Dr. Punit Kumar Goyal bestowed upon his trust to teachers to ensure peace and progress in the state. Meanwhile, Koijam Machasana of Ghari Upper Primary School was presented with National Teachers Award, while 8 teachers of high school and upper primary school were presented with State Teachers Award 2025. Standard College, Waikomani Girls College and Manipur College received Best Performing Colleges of Manipur State Award for Educational Excellence 2025-26.
He believed that the education was the path to nation building and teachers are the torch bearers in that journey. Teachers are not only transmitters of knowledge, but also mentors of character, compassion and courage. They instill values and prepare young minds to face future challenges with confidence. In regions with limited economic and educational opportunities, the role of teachers is even more crucial. Your creativity, guidance, and ability to inspire students towards diverse careers while nurturing their motivation and resilience make a lasting impact.
Meanwhile, speaking to media after the program, Chief Secretary Dr. Punit Kumar Goyal gave assurance to ensure that new ground rules for the SUO agreement are strictly followed by UPF and KNO. He reiterated that whatever efforts that the government is making are for the sake of peace in the state.
All government's effort is to bring normalcy in the state. The agreement has already been signed, so it will get implemented.
Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity COCOMI has strongly condemned Government of India's decision to extend suspension of Operation SUO agreement with Chinkuki armed groups, terming it an anti-people movement that demoralizes the interests of indigenous communities of Manipur. In a press release issued today, COCOMI said the extension announced in New Delhi on September 4th legitimizes what it described as narco-terrorist groups despite their alleged involvement in a series of terrorist and criminal activities. The organization reaffirmed its stand to firmly oppose the extension, arguing that it runs against the will of the people. Kokomi recalled that Manipur cabinet had on March 10, 2023 unanimously resolved to abrogate SU, followed by resolution of Manipur Legislative Assembly on February 29, 2024, urging the centre to revoke the pact. Kokomi argued that under the current president's rule, the administration lacks legitimacy to represent the people and accused New Delhi of imposing an undemocratic decision on Manipur. The committee further alleged that continuation of SU agreement demoralizes India's constitutional obligations and portrays Meitei population as being held hostage under narco-terrorist influence. It warned that the move would be seen as legitimizing armed groups, granting them impunity and raising doubts over India's credibility in combating narco-terrorism before international community. On the other hand, Federation of Civil Society Organization Fox Manipur has strongly opposed the one-year extension of suspension of Operation SU agreement with Kuki militant groups. Fox termed the extension as against the interests of the people of Manipur, recalling that since the outbreak of the crisis on May 3, 2023, Kuki militants under the SU have allegedly violated ground rules, carried out attacks on civilians and destroyed properties. It pointed out that the Manipur Legislative Assembly had resolved to terminate the SU by February 29, 2024 and accused the state government of failing to uphold this resolution, which it described as a violation of federal structure of the constitution. Fox further expressed concern over obstruction of National Highway number 2 by Kuki-Zo Council KZC, which has caused public hardship. It reminded that maintenance of national highways falls under the central government's purview and urged the centre to act immediately. Fox also appealed to the government of India to review the decision, withdraw SU agreement and take urgent steps to ensure peace, justice and security of the people of Manipur. On the other hand, the Peace and Integrity Committee, Kiamgai, also known as PIC, has issued a strong statement targeting the recent assertions made by the Kuki-Zo Council. In a press release issued today, the Peace and Integrity Committee, Kiamgai PIC, questioned the authority of the Kuki-Zo Council following their statement that existing buffer zones in Kuki-Zo areas will remain in place and must be respected by all. The committee has raised a serious concern asking whether the Kuki-Zo Council is acting above the government of India. Furthermore, PIC has urged the centre to consider declaring the Kuki-Zo Council a narco-terrorist organization, citing the alleged involvement of its members in widespread illegal poppy cultivation. The press note strongly condemned the recent suspension of Operation SU agreement, claiming that it undermines the government's Nasha Mukt Bharat or Drug-Free India campaign. According to PIC, vast areas in the Kotlen and Songpijing regions under the Waichong subdivision of Kangpopi district are being used for large-scale poppy plantation. Citing reports from Suhora, the committee claims that over 52 acres of hilly forest land in Manipur have been deforested and are now allegedly controlled by what they describe as Kuki narco-terrorists for illegal cultivation. The Peace and Integrity Committee has demanded to know what concrete actions the government has taken against these reported activities, questioning the silence and inaction of authorities. While PIC reiterated its support for any initiatives aimed at restoring peace and normalcy in the state, it called the latest SU agreement anti-people and detrimental to the interests of Manipur. In a joint appeal, both PIC and the All Kiamgai Nupi Chakut Thorang Lup have called for the formation of a people's government in Manipur, arguing that the current PR government cannot represent or make decisions on behalf of the people. Village Volunteers Coordinating Committee VVCC has expressed strong opposition to the decision by Kuki-Zo Council KZC to open National Highway number 2 for free movement of commuters and essential goods in exchange for an extension of suspension of operations SU agreement. In a statement released, VVCC condemned the move as a unilateral decision, taken without consulting the public or primary stakeholders affected by the ongoing conflict. The committee declared the decision null and void and reaffirmed that there shall be no free movement for Meitei community within Kuki-Zo territories until separate administrative arrangement for Kuki-Zo people is established. VVCC also announced complete boycott of Kuki-Zo Council, warning that any continuation of its activities without retracting the decision would be at the Council's own risk. The committee further clarified that SU groups are not mandated representatives of Kuki-Zo people and that decisions by these groups do not reflect the collective political will or aspirations of the community. Central Village Defence Force (CVDF) has raised strong objections to the agreement signed between Kuki Zo Council (KZC) and Minister of Home Affairs (MHA) on the issue of opening National Highway Number 2 Imphal Dimapur for free movement of commuters and essential goods. In a statement, CVDF said the agreement prioritizes the interests of Imphal Valley while disregarding the hardships and aspirations of Zo people who have endured over 2 years of suffering since May 2023. The group accused KZC of betraying its mandate by agreeing to free movement along 210 kilometer stretch of highway instead of securing equal opportunity and resources for all communities. Reiterating its stance, CVDF asserted that the core demand of Zo people is complete separate administration from the government of Manipur, which it described as non-negotiable. It further warned that it would remain firmly committed to the collective struggle of Zo people until this demand is addressed. On the eve of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's proposed visit, CVDF appealed to him to hear the grievances of Zo people and address their legitimate aspirations, stating that his intervention could mark significant step toward fulfilling political hopes of Zomi community in particular. Thado Students Association (TSA) has strongly objected to the misrepresentation of Thado culture in the upcoming VVIP visit to Surchanpur. In a press note, TSA raised concerns over the cultural program schedule in which there is mention of a Kuki cultural dance. Thado Students Association asserted that there is no Kuki cultural dance and what the Kuki are trying to showcase is the Thado cultural dance, the traditional heritage of the Thado people. While maintaining that Kuki is not an ethnic identity but a political ideology often linked to separatist groups that are anti-Manipur, anti-peace and have historically suppressed the Thado community, TSA also informed that the issues and suffering of Thado people remain ignored, including the recent assassination of Nehkam Jomhao by Su's signatory Kuki militants in Manza at Assam. It further expressed concerns on the extension of suspension of operations agreement with Kuki militant groups, while asserting that such legitimization of non-indigenous militants threatens not only the Thado but also the broader fabric of India's indigenous people. The press note from TSA further demanded immediate correction of the cultural program schedule to reflect Thado cultural dance and not Kuki cultural dance, and also to recognize Thado identity in all official records and public programs. Residents of Laihingkol under Wangkhe Assembly constituency today took out agitation and submitted a memorandum to Manipur governor demanding to quash the evacuation order of villagers of Laihingkol for High Court of Manipur expansion project. The residents of Laihingkol thronged Raj Bhavan demanding revocation of evacuation order. Speaking on the sideline, a protester named Saubam Mombi said, Laihingkol used to be an isolated place where people suffering from leprosy and TB were ostracized some 60 years ago, and the village has developed under immense hardships and challenging circumstances. While opposing the order of eviction, she asserted residents of Laihingkol will give up their lives while protecting their homes. On the other hand, another villager expressed her dissatisfaction on the local MLA for failing to stand for the residents of Laihingkol. She said politicians lined up at the locality while seeking votes, but now they have disappeared. She further urged the relevant authority to save Laihingkol by revoking the order of eviction for High Court complex expansion project.
Moina to we be betan je tunan do piyo koi di lady ba kunja je koi khaw hai na mai kha ga ni sini ton de so tai karo ga ko ngo hai pa tar ga di moi gi chana bu ngai je hai pa du di koi pam de la rai ni koi ho sa sa ka ni be je ko ya no ga moina to we ko na ta wa cha i ku le na wa ga la ba ko je ko moina ba sa ka de de mo ta ya ta khata la election ba ta de khata da lai no ni pa sa ba ya bla ya ta kha la pa pa te ko te ba la to dai da lai ko pa sa ba ya de MLA ti da Wala pala eh! What kumala? Katabi mo! Katabi mo na! What kakala patagda laingon? Laingon pa sa ata wakay kienraki. MLF na masawude! What matamla na tetaraga? Laingon pa sa karay na lay kinalaka. Ako yan na pwede!
While Manipur International Youth Centre MIYC has strongly opposed state government's move to demolish Lehinkol village for expansion of High Court complex, calling it an assault on indigenous existence, human rights and constitutional guarantees. The organization said Lehinkol, established in 1940s by people once ostracized due to leprosy and tuberculosis, is now home to 759 residents across 156 households with schools, ponds, community halls and sacred groves. It alleged that the original land requirement of 20 acres with clearance for 12.40 acres in 2007 was arbitrarily expanded to 49 acres in 2010 without consent or transparency, encroaching on the settlement. MIYC accused authorities of conducting fraudulent service, offering sham compensation and cancelling rehabilitation plans while branding long-settled residents as encroachers. It warned that eviction would lead to economic collapse, cultural loss, psychological trauma and ecological damage for the villagers. MIYC demanded a halt to all eviction activities, recognition of villagers' ownership rights and an independent inquiry into the alleged land scam. It also urged the governor to intervene and the judiciary to reconsider what it termed ethical illegitimacy of the expansion. Body of Thadau leader Nehkam Jomhau has been recovered from a river in Assam's Karbi Anglong district 5 days after he was allegedly abducted and killed by Kuki militants. According to India Today NE, Jomhau was taken from his residence at Chonghang Veng Manza area on the evening of August 30th around 7:30 p.m. His death has sent shockwaves across Thadau community, which has long asserted its distinct ethnic identities separate from other tribal groups. The Kuki Revolutionary Army KRA Assam, a group under ceasefire agreement, condemned the killing in a statement on September 4th, calling it a heinous crime. KRA General Secretary L.S. Gangte identified 5 alleged perpetrators: Samson Kuki, Jangpu Hangsing, Mangnyo Silthau, Kakap Lenthang and Thangmoy Mar. On August 31st, SP Sanjeev Saikia confirmed that 6 people, including alleged KRA members, had been arrested in connection with the case, who have confessed to have killed the abducted person. Community members believe Jomhau was targeted for his peace-building efforts with Meitei organizations, which conflicted with the position of several armed factions. Meanwhile, Thadau NP Assam TIA and allied organizations have withheld final rights of slain Thadau leader Nehkam Jomhau, demanding justice from the centre and Assam government. In a memorandum submitted to state and central authorities, TIA demanded NIA probe, protection of Thadau identity, termination of suspension of Operation Sue with militant groups, arrest of those involved, ex gratia compensation and peace memorial in Jomhau's honour. The body emphasized that the protest is a non-violent call for justice, dignity and security, recalling that Thadau leaders have long faced persecution, including during the Kuki-Thadau clashes of 1990-93. TIA urged urgent action from the governments of India and Assam to ensure justice and restore communal harmony in Karbi Anglong and Dima Hasao. Kakching District United Clubs Organization Kaduko has strongly opposed Government of India's extension of suspension of operation agreement with Kuki militant groups after its expiry on February 29, 2024. In a statement, Kaduko alleged that the extension is a ploy to create hatred and trigger conflict among different communities in Manipur, including Nagas, Meiteis and Bangals. It further accused Sioux-linked militant groups of openly extorting money along the national highways, which is the state's lifeline, while both the centre and the state governments remain silent spectators. The organization also claimed that Sioux has encouraged widespread deforestation, illegal poppy cultivation and spread of drugs, leaving many youths as victims. Kaduko urged the government of India to stop spraying ashes into the eyes of the people by portraying the conflict as ended while giving free movement to armed groups. It demanded that both the centre and Manipur governments ensure constitutional rights, protections and privileges for the people of the state. Women folk of Awang Segmai staged a sit-in at Segmai Bazaar demanding free movement for Meitei community along Imphal-Dimapur National Highway. The sit-in was jointly organized by Awang Segmai Kanban Nupilup and Imag Imera under the aegis of People's Progressive Alliance Manipur (PPAM). Speaking on the sideline, convener of Imag Imera Thokchom Sujata expressed her dissent over the extension of suspension of operations agreement with Kuki militant groups, while alleging their Kuki militant groups have violated ground rules and have carried out various violence acts during the ongoing crisis. While seeking clarity about free movement along National Highway, Sujata said various cookie groups are making ambiguous claims regarding the free movement, as they have talked aggressively about their resolve to maintain the controversial buffer zones between Meitei and Kuki, while also leaving the responsibility for safety of commuters along national highways to central security forces. She further termed the announcement of free movement along National Highway as fig leaf intended to facilitate the upcoming visit by Prime Minister.
Suda labor pose, Mayam put them on Manipur, have a steady, Yam, headache, whatever pony, Masika, Manasu hide it in the 15 August, and the promise, other can not open Matamda, a quick unligan, or by Adukum say, Hakatan Punkatan, Moisic, and not to punish member, Moito, Viaro Haraga, Sue and the Tambay, Gasisu, Toiba problems, they met Hatatory soon and in Moimasama, Moiko home na, Parliament, the high give later Benico. I don't like you walk at the Masi, extent or Su, Masiki Pose, I commanding day, as a presam when a maram Manipur Havelam Sida Koyam Labanina, sooner Gamgam the problem when you have to point the Kangana Labani, Aduna Maram Weraga, Moina Ate Moy Media to the Moigi opposition ruling it on Novamatanda, sooner Ton Batoni, sooner Ton Batoni, Aduka Su extent or Rakari the Mata, Nasi, Garang, I Garang, Media Uzabani, Kara, can suspend the labor, MLA Karadi, Harao Bodona Toba, Adudi, appoint a Manta report, appoint a demand report to get Artakari to Igeba.
And it's time for a short break. We'll be right back. Keep watching SKTV.
Great opportunity for local operators. SKTV is expanding. Come and be a part of SKTV revolution with high-speed internet, IPTV along with OTT and other benefits. We are building stronger connections through franchising. Become a local cable operator and provide reliable information and entertainment to your neighbors. Unlock your growth with our technology and top-tier service. So if you're looking for exclusive partnership opportunities, then please call us at 700-5259-437 or 897-420-9157.
Skate broadband service na miyam gidamak kudong sabak kya puduna lakseri. High speed internet service ke tuan plan sing laser 450 plan da 200 Mbps speed Wi-Fi, IPTV, channel sani yang kai hena amasung SKTV ki OTT panbigani. 550 plan da 300 Mbps speed Wi-Fi, IPTV, channel sani yang kai hena amasung SKTV ki OTT panbigani. 700 plan da 500 Mbps speed Wi-Fi, IPTV, channel sani yang kai hena amasung SKTV ki OTT panbigani. 850 plan da unlimited 100 Mbps speed Wi-Fi, IPTV, channel sahum yang kai hena OTT da SKTV, Z5 amadi atai OTT tara mari pangbigani. 1000 plan da unlimited 125 Mbps speed Wi-Fi, IPTV, channel sahum yang kai hena OTT da SKTV, Z5, Sony Live amadi atai OTT tara mari pangbigani. 1300 plan da unlimited 150 Mbps speed Wi-Fi, IPTV, free IP box, channel samri yang kai hena OTT da SKTV, Z5, Sony Live, Jio Hotstar amadi atai OTT tara mari pangbigani. 1800 plan da unlimited 200 Mbps speed Wi-Fi, IPTV, free IP box, channel sama yang kai hena OTT da SKTV, Z5, Sony Live, Jio Hotstar, Lionsgate Play amadi atai OTT tara mari pangbigani. 2500 plan da unlimited 300 Mbps speed Wi-Fi, IPTV, free IP box, channel sama yang kai hena OTT da SKTV, Z5, Sony Live, Jio Hotstar, Lionsgate Play amadi atai OTT tara mari pangbigani. Customer request da ETV Win Hoisoi natraga Sun NXT su lobi bayagani. Akupa marol gidamak Kaisampat Junction dalaiba SK office natraga Sangai Plongmamang Lekai dalaiba SKTV office lakpiu. Mobile number sing 8974-633-320 natraga 8974-209-152 da call to birak pasu yagani. Skate.
Welcome back, and in further news, High Court of Manipur today organized state-level stakeholders consultation at its auditorium on the theme Effective Implementation of Juvenile Justice Act and POCSO Act with specific focus on safeguarding girl child. The consultation, which was held under the aegis of Juvenile Justice Committee of High Court, was attended by Chairperson of the committee, Justice Ahantem Bimol, and member of the committee, Justice Aribam Guneshwar Sharma. Justice A. Guneshwar Sharma emphasized the importance of collective efforts to ensure child rights protection. Judicial officers, senior medical experts, senior government officials, social welfare and education representatives, police officers, child rights activists and legal experts participated in the event. Discussions highlighted the need for strengthening mechanisms for effective implementation of the Juvenile Justice Act and POCSO Act, addressing challenges in safeguarding the rights of children, particularly girl children, enhancing coordination among stakeholders for timely intervention and protection, and developing collaborative action and policy recommendations. An open discussion on progress made, ongoing challenges and opportunities for reform was also held during the event. In a strong response to alleged irregularities in the recent entrance examination for teacher training, the Democratic Students Alliance of Manipur, or DESAM, has demanded that the results of the entrance test for admission into the 2-year diploma in elementary education be nullified. Speaking at a press conference held at their office in Kwakethel, DESAM's Secretary of Education Oinam Ramesh stated that the entrance test conducted across 10 centers under the aegis of the SCERT on August 17th has raised serious concerns over transparency and fairness. According to DESAM, the results were published without disclosing candidates' names, roll numbers, categories, or the marks secured, which they allege is a clear indication of malpractice and mismanagement in the examination process. The student body has now demanded that an independent inquiry committee be set up to investigate the matter and that the declared results be nullified until the investigation is complete. DESAM has also warned that they will block all admission processes if their demands are not met, emphasizing that they will not take the issue lightly.
That 2-year diploma in elementary education, I have Dalit Tamnanabagidamata, that center singna, Laugiva, examination, Sigi region, Tolopomatamda, candidate Kudimaki, Magi consolidated list Yaudana, candidate Singna, Pangiva Mark Kaya, Gimanuga Kaya, Pangadogno Hibasi, Amata Utopana, selection list, Samakak, that center, Kudimagna, principal Sing the Quick Pira Kanda Tadoropa, Asigumava, reason as a Masi, reasonable Ode, Masi Maram Chati Hiva, Papun Mama, the Sangi Maikadi Tamtaningi.
World Suicide Prevention Day was observed today at CMO Office Hall, Jiribam, under National Mental Health Program in collaboration with District Mental Health Program, Jiribam. The observance was held under the theme, Changing the Narrative on Suicide Ahead of Nationwide Program. ASHA workers of the district participated in the event. Resource persons spoke on increasing use of suicidal expressions among youth, ways to support individuals who have attempted suicide and legal measures available. They also urged participants to spread awareness in their localities to help prevent suicide and promote mental well-being. A 3-day-long capacity building program on natural dyeing technique training that was jointly organized by Divisional Forest Officer, Bishnupur Forest Division and Department of Textiles, Commerce and Industries concluded at Utlau Awanglekai Community Hall today. The program was organized under Sustainable Color from Nature under Raising Acceleration MSME Performances RAMP scheme. DFO Bishnupur Vaikom Romabai, RFO Bishnupur Headquarter RK Sadananda, District Mission Manager of MSRLM Bishnupur Angom Amarjit and Trainer National Awardee Oinam Brozen attended the closing day program. Speaking in the program, DFO Vaikom Romabai said, the training was organized to train people of Bishnupur district on identification of plants for extraction of natural dye. She expressed confidence that the training will help SHG members in enhancing their income. Training completion certificates were presented to 26 SHG members who attended the training program. Assam Rifles under Headquarter IGAR South paid tribute to 3 bravehearts, Naib Subedar Laid LB Thapa, Rifleman Laid CB Darji and Naik Laid Chandra Bahadur Sarki, who laid down their lives during an ambush on Mao Tadubi Road in 1970. A wreath-laying ceremony held at the unit's location was attended by 92 personnel offering floral tributes and guard of honor to commemorate their supreme sacrifice. Marking Teachers' Day, the force also organized celebrations across Imphal West, Kangpokpi and Thopal districts with over 125 students, teachers, parents and locals. The events featured cultural performances, tributes to educators, and interactive activities promoting bonding and respect for education. In Tengnopal, More Battalion hosted 20 children of Jehovah Jireh Children's Home for weapon and equipment display, inspiring curiosity and pride in national service. National Viral Hepatitis Control Program NVHCP, None District, organized a program in connection with World Hepatitis Day 2025 at None Primary Health Center today. The program was organized on the theme, Let's Break It Down. Speaking in the program, Chief Medical Officer of None, Dr. Azin Maringmai, stressed on the need for carrying out extensive testing for hepatitis. He informed that screening for hepatitis can be done for free at health institutions. A hepatitis awareness cum screening camp was also held at Longwai Bazaar Board. Lining Thau Sanamahi Temple Board organized Khel Changlon Maru Hanba Numit at LSTB complex in Haing Khombal today. Vice Chancellor of Manipur University of Culture, Professor Paunam Gunindro, Vice President of LSTB Vidyapati Senjam, Member Secretary Maisnam Shivdatta Luang, and board members Kasham Ibomcha Mangang and Namujam Toma Mangang attended the program, which focused on astrology. During the program, 8 individuals who have excelled in the field of astrology were presented with Maicho Konok Thengra Khel Changlong Ningsing Award. Speaking in the program, VC of Manipur University of Culture, Professor Paunam Gunindra, expressed pride on rich legacies which our forefathers have handed over to future generations. He said, forefathers have entrusted us with the knowledge of astrology, mathematics, treatment for various ailments, language, culture, and other valuable skills and knowledge. Therefore, it is a responsibility of present generation to enhance these skills further and take them to next level. Speaking further, Professor Paunam Gunindra also stressed on the significance of astrology.
Mathematics tani khangde, science tani khangde, adegi apoi thang ta tani khangde, mayam ama thambirami ba mayam du aikoina mafam chana matam chana madi chijin bawat pani haina aina di logji any apoi irmatam stage da literature to bo oire loan do bo oire make to bo oire apoi yam phasina thambirami ba thambiram madusingdo maduni aikoina kinu du aikoina chijin mama huji chiwa aikoina khangri khangwa matangai phadaba leibise
Asing level angkat kita orang ini pandai si, like top Sanamai Temple Board yang pun nak kena dengan tunda, aku di cancel loan dia tunda apa, maru kita pun ini high biaya apa, singkang ini kita pun ini apa ni nak lakukan, ini dia siapa nak han boy na ini siapa nak, bagi insting bagi orang si bangkok siapa ni, apa ni nak, sing level, ini cipu, singkang insting jadi orang si manusia nak, apa nak, amuk hai belam sa thok to biri ko mayam sim se kuina uni to cha boina kuina adum laba tra tuk su basai sa gi ini to bagi matam da ai ko gi mai cho we biram ba ko gi mai cho onu thegra gi adum ro min da bija ba adum mana su kuina
AG Memorial Academy today organized its 3-day-long annual Cultural Meet 2025 come Teachers' Day observance at its campus located at Charangpat today. Wangkem MLA Kasham Megachandra, Principal come MD of AG Memorial Academy, Thiam Master, DI of School for ZDO Zone 2, Asem Rebecca, Member of Charangpat Zilla Parishad, Japan Chograkpam, Chairperson of Administrative Committee Charangpat GP Sagolchem Joychan, Founder of CR Academy, Thiam Sanatomba, MD of Smart Security Service Laimyum Pratap, and social activist Thiam Tomba attended the program. The function was marked by floral tributes to the portraits of Dr. Radhakrishnan, felicitation of teachers, and various cultural performances. Speaking in the program, MLA K. Megachandra highlighted the importance of role of teachers in honing the skills and talents of students. He added that observance of Teachers' Day provides an opportunity to foster strong bond between teachers and students. Maniha School, which provides special education and rehabilitation to persons with disabilities, also celebrated Teachers' Day at its campus located at Thobal Wangmataba today. The program was organized by Development for Women's Program Center, DWPC Thobal. Member of Thobal Municipal Council, Ward Number 1, Ningumam Ombi Anita, President of Development for Women's Program Center, S. Tanobi, and Senior National Coach of Senior National Coach Bishojit Oinam graced the function as main guests. Speaking in the program, A.K. Nandarani of the DWPC urged people to support Manihar School and its works of providing special education to differently able persons. The program was marked by cultural show from students of the school. All Manipur Physiotherapists Association AMPA has announced that it will observe World Physiotherapy Day on September 8th. Addressing media persons at Manipur Press Club, AMPA Secretary General Laishangthem Roman Kumar Meitei said the association will organize free physiotherapy cum awareness camp at an old age home in Kongba and at 2 relief camps in Fubala. He stated that this year's observance, held under the theme Physiotherapy for Healthy Aging, seeks to promote healthy aging and enhance quality of life of the elderly. He further appealed to physiotherapists in the state to provide free treatment services at their clinics on September 8th in support of the observance. And that is all we could pack in this bulletin. But before we end, here are the headlines for you once again. Sue extended for 1 year to bring peace in Manipur. Ground rules to be strictly enforced, asserts Chief Secretary P.K. Goel. Kokomi strongly condemns extension of Sue agreement, terming it anti-people move that undermines interests of indigenous communities of Manipur. Village Volunteers Coordinating Committee rejects National Highway No. 2 opening in exchange of Sue extension, forbids Meitei access. Thadau Students Association objects misrepresentation of Thadau culture in upcoming VVIP visit to Shurchanpur, says Thadau identity cannot be erased. Imphal residents submit memorandum to Governor demanding revocation of forced eviction for High Court complex expansion, warn of self-immolation. And body of Thadau leader Nehkam Jomhao recovered from a river in Assam's Karbi Anglong district 5 days after he was abducted and killed. Coming up in a while is Primetime Manipuri News presented by Jendal Kumanthem. Stay tuned.